Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan from F-Secure.
Thanks very much. Okay, I'm new, so be nice. What I thought I'd do today is, rather than go through a product set and bore you about antivirus and, you know, why you should buy our antivirus as opposed to somebody else's antivirus and da-da-da, I thought I'd have more of an open conversation, let you into what I see the channel as, how I see the channel, my experience within the channel, try not to bore you too much. I've only got 10 minutes and this is a 40-minute presentation, so I'm going to run through it really quickly. Bear with me because you'll think, what's he talking about? But there is a point at the end of it. Hopefully we're all on the same page. If this flicker works, then it'll be even better. So that's me. There's my contact details if you need it. Go with that quick.
We've got.
Somebody took a picture. Okay, so some of the best presenters in the world, and I'm not one of them, they reckon that if you blow the mind of the audience in the first 5 minutes, then they pay more attention for the rest of it. So I thought that's a good idea. I can use as much help as I could get. So I found a mind-blowing fact, or I thought I did, and that is, for each hour, 430 quintillion, didn't know what one of those was, joules of energy from the sun hits the earth. That's every hour. So my flicker stopped working. So, this is going well. Yeah, you have to stand over there and press it, I'm afraid. So when you click the next one, so that's 430 with 18 zeros after it, and that didn't really resonate with me. I just thought, well, that's a big number, isn't it? I don't know what a joule is. I can't really remember what a joule was. I remember burning a peanut in science once, and we did some calculation. We've gone on to the next screen already. Can you go back? So the thing with this is, the thing that did blow my mind was that for every 2 minutes, the amount of energy that the Earth receives from the Sun is the equivalent of the total expenditure of power of the human race in a year. So every 2 minutes worth of energy from the Sun is the equivalent of the entire planet's total energy expenditure in a year. Now that blew my mind. I thought, wow, yeah, that is impressive. That is just a big number, but it is impressive. It also leads me to the question of, okay, well, what are we doing with it? Why have we not got energy companies? Why are they, why are they not investing in it? And then I did a bit of research and I found that, well, there is one. And despite what people think, Tesla aren't a car company. They're an energy company. And in fact, they used to be called Tesla Motor Company, but now they're Tesla Inc. 45,000 employees. And they also own some subsidiaries as well, one Soul City, Tesla, Automation as well. Now, the crazy thing about this is they're actually the world leader in power generation, and they're the world leader in power storage, so batteries. They do make cars, but again, yeah, you can drive it. The difference with this is that it drives you. It's actually a supercomputer. It's artificially intelligent, and it's also connected. It's connected to the world around it, it's connected to you, it's connected to your applications, it's connected to your data, it's connected to infrastructure, it's connected to line of business applications from that infrastructure, from those governments. So we're not just driving cars anymore, it's a device. The fact that it moves you about and you can move it about is kind of irrelevant. It's a connected device. Now the reason that Tesla are making cars, you can see they're doing quite well, they're going up, there's an upward trend, but they're doing that because it's renewable energy and power storage of energy. So they want to sell a lot of batteries. Most people have a car, so if everyone bought a Tesla, then they'd sell a lot more batteries. So that's happening now. You can buy a Tesla, you can have one, if you can find a charging station, you can charge it, you only go 300 miles. The future, this is happening this year, is the semi-trucks in America. And that is going to revolutionise fulfillment of product. Absolutely. You know, we're looking at infrastructure with big data analysis, economic planning systems, and driving change. Literally driving change. It's incredible. All these things are connected, interconnected, they're learning, it's artificial intelligence, they're connected to line of business application, and they can make better decisions and save more money than any guy that you can put in place of that. So the future is this. I know you probably think I'm working for Tesla now and not F-Secure, but this is the future. And that's a Tesla home, there's a Tesla car, there's some Tesla batteries in the garage that you probably can't see because it's a bad picture. But that roof is solar panelled roof. And Tesla have now invented a tile that's, I think it's a little bit cheaper than a standard tile now. And it's a solar tile. That house will power generate not only for itself, but it will also add into the grid as well. So in Australia, they're connecting 50,000 connected homes, interconnected. So that's going to equal the world's largest virtual power plant, which will generate 1/4 of a gigawatt. If you don't know what a gigawatt is, and you can't remember the equations out of Back to the Future, 1.21 gigawatts, then 1 gigawatt will power 700,000 homes. You can quickly work out that if you've got 50,000 connected homes, and that will generate 1/4 of a gigawatt, 200,000 homes connected will generate a gigawatt, which means you've then got 500,000 homes that you've just generated energy for. Now that's mind-boggling and completely disruptive to the energy crisis that they have in Australia. These connected homes, they are connected. And that is the future. It's happening right now. Next 4 years we'll see it. So, what does that all mean, and why do we care about it, and why should I care about it, why should you care about it? It's the Internet of Things. I did some work with Cisco a decade ago, 2012, and I remember learning of the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things can be viewed as a network of networks. This means that each one of those individual networks becomes interconnected with the other networks. And then so that's the new threat landscape. You've then got the security, the analytics, and the management, because this new threat landscape, it becomes really complicated and complex, and it needs protecting and analysing and managing continually. So HP Labs, with 1 trillion sensors embedded in the environment, all connected by computer and systems and software services, it will be possible to hear the heartbeat of the Earth. Again from 2011, this is Cisco Systems again, and they predicted that by 2020 there will be 50 billion connected devices. That's 6.5 times more the population of the planet. Right now we're ahead of that curve, and we're actually on 7.7 billion. But back in the day when this was done, the world was a very different place. It was kind of 1 for 1, maybe 1.5 for 1. But that growth is phenomenal. So the Cisco 2018 annual cyber security report shows that the evolution of malware has changed. Life as we know it has changed. In the last decade, things have changed. We don't just have a couple of devices per person anymore. We have interconnected systems. And the threat has changed. Malware is becoming more vicious. It's harder to combat. Not only that, but also 50% of it now is encrypted. So even if we could see it, we don't even know whether it's malware anymore. So we now have to resort to the rise of artificial intelligence or algorithmic intelligence. Otherwise, we're stuffed. Absolutely stuffed. So what does that mean for us? Well, the home, if you're paying attention in the Internet of Things infogram, is now part of the connected world. And what's more is the average UK smart home will have 50 connected devices by 2023. 50. Less than 20% of those devices are secure by design. Only 15% of the public actually know what an IoT device is. And 85% of households would change if their ISP in the event of attack. So, if a household with 50 devices where 40 of them are a security risk, not only to them, but also to the possible businesses and places of work that they connected to, if they have an attack, they would change their ISP. What does that tell you about that statement?
But they don't know what to do with it.
Correct, they haven't got a clue, have they? It's not the ISP's fault. How can it be the ISP's fault that they got attacked if they've connected an unsecure device, not protected it, not looked after it, and stuck it on a network, when that home network is then connected to a work network, and then they get something like WannaCry or CryptoLocker or any of those things. So this now becomes not just a problem for consumers, but a problem for businesses as well. And then the real question is, okay, well, how much of a problem is it? WannaCry. We all remember WannaCry. We all remember everyone crying about it, especially the NHS. They lost a load of money, 92 million, I think it was, 4 billion globally. But there's only like 1 or 2 of these malware, right? Well, there was 2012. There was 1, and then you can't quite see there was 8 the year after. But then when we get to 2017, there's like 280 odd there. Does anyone know when the WannaCry attack was? Does anyone remember? It was May 2017. And WannaCry, you can't see it, but it's down here in one of these. So it's one of hundreds. So we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of malware, of cryptoware that are being developed. There's 10 strains of it now, 10 families of it, and we've given up. We've given up counting. There's that many. So 25% of UK residents have been a computer crime victim. It's quite an impressive statement. 55% of all crime now is online. That's an impressive statement. And you're 35 times more likely to be affected by cybercrime than physical robbery. So I think what that demonstrates is it's not a question of if I get attacked, if I lose my data, if my network's vulnerable. It's a question of when you're going to be attacked. It's a question of what are you going to do right now with all your devices in this connected world over the next 3 years. What are you going to do? And not just you, but your customers come to you, they walk into your stores, walk into your shops, and I know, because I know a lot of retail guys, that sometimes it's difficult to sell antivirus, sometimes it's difficult to sell somebody a VPN, sometimes you don't know how to sell it to them, you're not sure. Hopefully, that sort of background will give you the ammunition that you need to, with confidence and with conviction, to say, you need to protect yourself. Whether you buy something from me in the store right now, whether it's F-Secure, whether it's BullGuard, whether it's Kaspersky, who cares? You need to protect yourself. And not just one solution, you need layered solutions. Symantec went to press and they said antivirus is dead. For an AV brand to say antivirus is dead. What they meant by that is only 55% of attacks these days are virus or originated. So now you need to look at malware, now you look at VPN, now you need to look at securing networks, looking at the IoT of things. It can be deadly, absolutely. So this is the product stack. I don't want to go through it, I'm probably out of time already. This is F-Secure. We've been doing this for the last 30 years. We have consumer, best of breed, best-in-class cybersecurity technology platform, 200 operating partners. Go to the next slide. We got the AV Best Protection Award 2011, 2012, 13, 14 and 16. It's not rendering very well. No other vendor can show that type of track record. This is where we are now, so this is December. To the left is the best, to the right is the rest. and you can see Bitdefender, F-Secure, Trend Micro, and you can read the rest for yourselves. That's where we're at. We're the global leader in operator channel. Again, this is something you might not know. So you see Virgin, so just go back to that slide. You see Virgin, Vodafone, TalkTalk, Telefonica, and a load host more that we deal with in Europe, but we are the global leader. There's our strategy again across Europe in retail. Our partner program. I'm going to stop on this slide because I'm probably well over now. But again, why partner with F-Secure? You get exclusive access, consumer security via our integrated EDL portal. You can also buy it from your distributor, of course. Most convenient way to purchase and install F-Secure licenses. You get access to channel specials. Right now, you buy a box of 10 retail box products and you get 3 of them for free. So you get a 30% discount. It's very comparable. I've been very focused on not trashing the pricing of the channel, but creating a viable option. So if you're already selling BallGuard, you're already selling Bitdefender, you might want to give this a go as well. You've also got to be aware that any of those other partner programs where you get a revenue share, if you cut that off, then you're going to lose that revenue share. So you need to check the T's and C's as well. Always run it alongside, and I can help you to do that. Lifetime renewal on revenue share for F-Secure subscriptions, and we mean that. So many other vendors I've seen will come to the channel and they'll promise the world, they'll build a database of end users, then they'll take it off you, and they'll do that every 3 to 5 years. We won't do that. We promise that we will do it for life, and we'll write that into our contracts. The big thing for us this year, we've just done a global release. I can now tell you what it is, and it's data recovery with crawl on-track forensic data recovery. B2B environment, if you ever had a hard drive or an SSD forensically put back together, it will cost you hundreds of pounds, if not 1,000, 1,500 quid. It's a lot of money. It really is. It's cost prohibitive. You're not going to see that in a consumer environment. It's not going to happen. You know, nobody's going to spend 1,500 quid because pictures of the kids or the cat or whatever else. We can include that service, the exact same service, into our software for about £5. We have a global exclusive, a bit like an insurance policy. So we bought a lot of them. We're hoping that not everybody will claim it. But that's where we're at with it. We're the only guys that's got it. It's a global agreement with Crawl on Track, and we're looking to launch that ASAP this quarter. We've been trying to launch it since November the 15th, but just struggling. We need to work with distributors a little bit more, we need to work with resellers a little bit more, and we need to understand exactly what people need to take it to market. But that is a real big thing. Easy to access POS material, again, you can, if you have access to eDeal, you can order it directly from Helsinki, you'll receive it a couple of days later. They're really good at that. And that's it. We have a very strong presence across Europe, #1 in the Nordics. We've been trying to gain traction in the UK for the last 10 years. I'm the 3rd channel manager now in the UK, so hopefully 3rd time lucky. It's not been easy, but last quarter we had our best quarter in the UK ever. So Helsinki are very pleased, very happy. I think there's a long way to go, and hopefully with you guys, with your help, then we can start to look at F-Secure, you know, as a real alternative to either what you're selling now, or to run alongside it and make sure that we're protecting your customers the way that we see them. You know, and my feeling is that if you've got 85% of people, so 9 people walk into your shop, they haven't got a clue, as Josh was saying, clueless. Haven't got a clue. So you should be in advisor mode straight away, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to sell them something. They might have antivirus on the PC they give you. What about the phone? What about the applications? What about the car? Do they have a Tesla? I don't know. They might do. But that's it. All done. Thanks very much.